good day or good evening, whatever time it is at the time you're watching this video. Hey y'all, during my morning meditation, I was told that a divine master wanted to come to the table today for today's reading. And so I was guided to the cards that wanted to be used within this reading, along with the divine master oracle deck. And you saw at the forefront that we pre-pulled the cards. Let's go ahead and tap in and see which divine master it is that is showing up for the collective at this time. We have Hilarion, divine emergence. It says, be seen, let the world know your gifts. I heard very loudly when I saw Hilarion here, the word elusive. And I think that he might be referring to these gifts that is being spoken about. And there's something there with the be seen and then the word elusive coming forward, because elusive is like something that's hard to grasp, like a slippery fish fresh out of the water, or like really hard to define. So perhaps it's speaking of your gifts being hard to define. And that could be because of their unique qualities as well. I don't know why I said qualities like that. It sounded like koala. Maybe koala bears might be something significant for you. I don't know. That often happens when I'm speaking and doing messages. Other words will come out of my mouth unexpectedly. So, yeah, the first message that I'm getting intuitively is elusivity. Okay, there we go. Had to sound that one out. That's a tongue twister. It's something very hard to grasp. This also could be you coming through, and maybe you're struggling a little bit with allowing your gifts to be seen. Maybe you're the one that might be elusive with sharing your gifts. And in that regard, I am hearing that your gifts were meant to be shared, and that the worry of being understood needs to be let go of, is what I'm hearing. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at these Initiates Oracle cards here. These are brand new to me. I absolutely love them. Yeah, we have release. So, like what I just said, with releasing the concern that your gifts will be misunderstood. And we have service. Making perfect sense so far. Your gifts were meant to be used as service. And it is important to allow the world to know your gifts and to allow the world to see them for what they are, and releasing that elusiveness that is surrounding it for you. I'm also hearing that your gifts were once very elusive to you as well. You knew that you had them, but you didn't quite understand the operations behind them, and you had a hard time like grasping that. And the imagery of the slippery wet fish once again is entering my mind as I'm saying that. So it took you quite some time to have control over your gifts as well. But I feel that you are at a point right now where you have got a good control over it. And the mechanisms behind your gifts is well known to you at this point. And it is time for them to be used to serve others and to serve Earth, and also I'm hearing interplanetary, service, interplanetary. Interesting. My eyes are automatically being brought down to the imagery of the release card. The bird, the raven, the crow. These might be resonant for you as well. But it has the key in its I almost said hands. It's got the key in its grasp. And it is above the lock. And actually, if you look a little bit closer, I guess one foot is upon the key and the other is upon the triangular lock. This release card speaks about the powerful moment of liberation and also surrender at the same time. It speaks about letting go of things that do not serve you as well, in order to free yourself so that you can embrace new possibilities, new opportunities, and new personal growth. It's also very significant that the raven crow is looking towards the left, because that suggests introspection and wisdom. And so this is kind of a time of introspection for you, and really taking the time to confront the emotions that you have surrounding your gifts. And the leaves surrounding the bird representing renewal and the cycles of life. Just like in the fall when the leaves deaden and they fall to the ground in order to make room for new growth in the new season. And in doing this, you hold both the key and the lock, and it represents unlocking and accessing things that were once hidden, things that were inaccessible parts of yourself or your life. And so that might be that elusive energy, that word that was brought through by Hilarion right out the gate, that some of these gifts were not even known to you until you were able to let go and release things that did not align you to be in the knowing of the gifts, is what I'm hearing. And I flipped the book over to this card, and my eye was actually brought down to the very last thing that is said here. And it says, ultimately, release signifies a transformative journey towards greater freedom and authenticity. Embrace this opportunity to release old wounds, fears, and limitations, knowing that through this process, you pave the way for deeper healing, growth, and most importantly, I added that, alignment with your true purpose. The reason why I said most importantly is because you have already gone through all of the healing. You know, you've through the introspection, you've reached a point of deeper healing within yourself. And that's why these gifts have ignited within you. You went through the process and the elusivity of your gifts and discovering just how they work and what they're for. And now you're moving into the true purpose of these gifts. And I really feel that the true purpose of these gifts of yours are service. Notice that we have the 1-1 here, which is an awakening number, an awakening to the true potential, the awakening to manifesting your destiny. This card overall signifies a profound call to be helpful and useful in the world. That's why it's important to let the world know your gifts and to allow yourself to be seen. And when you share your gifts, you know, like selflessly to the world around you, it also causes you to have more alignment with your true purpose. And with the true purpose is for the use of your gifts. And once again, with the Ouroboros, it speaks of cycles, specifically cycles of renewal, which is what the leaves in the release card also symbolize. It's like the ongoing nature of service and the transformational effects that it has on oneself. And also with the hexagram within this card as well, it's speaking of the balance between opposites. And in service, it's that balance between giving and receiving, and how these two things are interconnected. The more you give, the more you receive, and vice versa. And the really interesting thing about this card is the fact you can see in that center we have abracadabra. And so that is signifying transformation and manifestation through spoken or written word. And it highlights the power of words in service, especially. You may have a gift for writing or speaking, but all in all, this card is all about the significance between giving and receiving the inherent rewards of connection, growth, spiritual enrichment, soul growth, and the alignments of your actions for your greatest and your highest good. I do apologize, Hilarion. I digress. If you're not familiar with, as I know him to be, Saint Hilarion, he was a master healer in the temples of Atlantis. And he also had incarnations in ancient Egypt. He studied in a little place called Alexandria, Egypt. And I'm hearing that you are quite familiar with Alexandria yourself. But he was widely known for spending the majority of his life away from humanity. The reason for this is because he was a very highly sensitive individual, meaning that he picked up on the energies of those who came in close contact with him. He was a very strong empath. And so you might resonate with this yourself. And this very well could play into why you had hesitations about sharing your gifts, because of the fact that you are so highly affected by the energies around you. But he was the one that was known to be a cave dweller. And people would come to his cave to receive quote-unquote miracles, to receive healing. But now his mission is to help other light workers embrace their gifts and to help them emerge from that proverbial cave that us sensitives tend to keep ourselves in. So the overall message here so far is that it's time to come out of hiding, and it's time to allow yourself to be seen. On an energetic level, you have taken the time to retreat, which is not a bad thing. You have had the time to recharge, and you have familiarized yourself enough with needing to do that. Just because it's time to be seen does not mean you need to be seen all the time. Does not mean that you need to be of service all the time. When you resonate with being a high caliber empath and light worker, it is imperative to retreat every once in a while so that you can recharge your own battery. So I kind of feel like you may have been playing with the idea of coming out of the proverbial cave, so to speak, and introducing your gifts to the world. And you've been kind of on the fence about it. And I feel like Hilarion showing up here in this message is saying you are ready. You have the tools in your tool shed. Abracadabra also takes me to the magician in the tarot as well. And that speaks to me of having all of the tools that you need accessible to you in order to carry out your mission, in order to carry out your life's work, your life's service, so that you can, in the end, receive the benefits from. There's also something very, very unique about your personal journey so far, in the things that you have been through, that is really going to help elevate this gift and this service that you are going to be providing as well. And I'm hearing Hilarion say to play into that uniqueness, play into what you have experienced along the way. This is not only going to help you to stand out from the crowds, but it's also going to help bring in an authenticity that is relatable too. Let's go ahead and see what the Find Your Own Way oracles came out. We have humility and confidence. This card often reminds me of Sopdet, the Egyptian goddess. She was considered to be the embodiment of the Sirius star system. You might resonate with that as well. We also have boundaries, not limits. And that is speaking about how to allow the world to see your gifts. Because when you are so sensitive to energies, as I feel you are, it is very important to have boundaries and to know that just because you need to have boundaries does not mean it needs to limit what you do, to limit your service. And having an understanding of when you need to retreat and when you need to push forward. And I'm also hearing that it is okay to be at a snail's pace. There's also that aspect of the golden ratio that is represented here. And then we have carve your own course, which is kind of funny because I almost wanted to say cave your own course. But don't be afraid to do it your own unique way. That's what I keep hearing. Your uniqueness is what's going to help you to stand out. Your uniqueness in your journey, your uniqueness that you are, and the course that you have taken so far is a part of that. I truly feel it. You are definitely a way shower. You are definitely a pathfinder rather than traveling along the beaten path, so to speak, rather than following, kind of marching to the beat of your own drum. And I feel like that is really, really important. It's important to you, but it's also important to the service that your gifts are going to bestow upon this world as well. It's very important to understand the difference between humility and confidence as well, and how the two kind of co-intermingle. And you know what? I'm actually being called to read from the book what this card says here. It says, we should carry two truths. The world was created for us, and we are but dust and ashes. This balance of confidence and humility forms a powerful foundation for success. Believing only one leads to conceit or self-loathing. Together, they empower proactive, courageous, and purposeful living, honoring both yourself and others. You're unique and alive, so trust in your abilities. Wow. And know your contributions are worthy and needed. Your contributions with the gifts that you have are worthy of being seen, and they are also needed. No wonder why I was called to read out of the book for this one. It goes on to say, you are also temporary, part of a larger picture. So there's no need to take on the weight of the world to prove yourself. Self-awareness is key to embodying humility and confidence. Understand your strengths and weaknesses, knowing when to step up or step back, bro. Can't make this shit up. Practice gratitude, seek feedback, and maintain a broad perspective. And we have a beautiful affirmation at the end here. It says, with gratitude, may I find confidence without conceit and humility without timidity. Beautiful. Thank you, Hilarion. We did also have a couple of tarot that I kind of set off to the side. Wasn't sure about those, but let's go ahead and see what came out. We've got Page of Swords, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, which, I mean, those make perfect sense. It's pretty much, that's what I heard. That's all I heard in my mind, pretty much. Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and there was a beautiful little butterfly that just flew past my big window here that I'm sitting in front of right now, too. That's beautiful. Messengers. I feel like you are coming into being comfortable with this idea of sharing your gifts, of utilizing your gifts in order to create alignment towards higher opportunities for yourself, but also being able to help others along your way as well. And this is what's going to spin that proverbial wheel of your destiny. So the two tarot cards kind of just tie up this entire message from Hilarion. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. I feel called to verbally bestow blessings upon your journey and blessings upon coming out of your cave and sharing your gifts with the world. May peace be with you in this regard. I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing the space for this message to occur on this day or night, whenever you are watching. And until next time, we love you. Bye.